The words came without warning, sharp and calm at the same time. "I'm leaving you." Emma stood near the kitchen window, early morning light cutting across her face, her voice steady but distant. Outside, a quiet suburban street in Portland. Was just waking up, cars passing, a dog barking somewhere far away? Inside, the house felt frozen in time. Olivia looked up slowly from the kitchen table, her coffee untouched, her phone still in her hand. For a moment, she thought she had misunderstood. 12 years of marriage couldn't end in one sentence spoken so softly. "What?" Olivia asked, her voice barely working. Emma didn't repeat herself. She didn't need to. Her posture said everything. Arms crossed, back straight. Eyes focused on something beyond the glass. Not on the woman she had once promised forever to. "I can't stay here anymore," Emma said. I feel like I don't exist in my own life." The words hit harder than shouting ever could. Olivia stood up, her chair scraping against the floor. She searched Emma's face for anger, for emotion, for something she could argue with. But Emma looked calm. That scared her most. "When did this happen?" Olivia asked. "When did you decide you were done?" Emma exhaled slowly. "It didn't happen all at once. It's been building." For years. Years. Olivia felt her chest tighten. Years of shared holidays, quiet nights, inside jokes, long drives, holding hands in movie theaters. Had Emma been leaving the whole time? "We could have talked," Olivia said. "You could have told me." "I tried," Emma replied, turning. Now her eyes tired. "Or maybe I thought I tried." But nothing changed. Silence filled the kitchen again. The clock on the wall sounded louder than it ever had. They had met in their late 20s at a work event in Seattle. Olivia had been full of energy, always talking about big dreams. Emma had been grounded, thoughtful, the kind of person who listened more than she spoke. Together, they felt strong, balanced, like they made sense. But life had a way of pulling people apart quietly. Jobs became demanding, stress became normal. Conversations became shorter. Love didn't disappear, faded slowly, almost politely. "I'll stay with my sister for now," Emma said. "Just until I figure things out." She walked toward the hallway, already reaching for her jacket. That was when Olivia spoke again. "Wait." Emma stopped, her hand on the doorframe. "There's something you need to see," Olivia said. Emma turned halfway, clearly impatient, clearly done. "This isn't a good time." "It is," Olivia replied. Her voice was shaking, but there was something firm in it, too. "Because if you walk out now, you may never hear this." Emma hesitated. Then she turned fully. Olivia walked to the bookshelf in the living room and pulled out a thin envelope. It looked old, worn at the corners, like it had been moved too many times without being opened. "I found this last night," Olivia said. "It was hidden behind the books. It has your handwriting." Emma's face changed instantly. The calm cracked. Color drained from her cheeks. "Where did you find that?" Emma asked, her voice suddenly tight. "Does it matter?" Olivia said. "I didn't open it. I felt like it wasn't mine to read unless you wanted me to." Emma stared at the envelope like it was a mirror showing her past. For a moment, she didn't speak. The confident woman who had announced her exit minutes earlier now looked unsure. "That letter," Emma said quietly, "was never supposed to be found like this." Olivia stepped closer. "Then tell me what it is." Emma looked away. Her shoulders dropped, the weight she had carried for years suddenly visible. "Everything I never said," Emma whispered. The room felt smaller, heavier. Olivia's heart raced. She had prepared herself for heartbreak, for anger, even for goodbye. She hadn't prepared for this. "I wrote it 5 years ago," Emma continued. "During the worst time of my life." Olivia remembered that year clearly. Emma's mother had been ill, hospital visits, late-night phone calls, Emma pulling inward, shutting doors without realizing it. "I didn't know how to talk then," Emma said. So I wrote instead. Olivia held the envelope carefully, like it could break. Why didn't you give it to me? Emma gave a weak smile that held no humor. Because every day I waited. Made it harder. And then I convinced myself you didn't want to hear it anymore. That's not true, Olivia said quickly. Emma met her eyes. Isn't it? You were always busy, always tired. I felt like one more problem you didn't have space for. The words hurt, but they felt honest. Olivia lowered herself into the chair. I thought giving you space was helping, Olivia said. I thought that's what you needed. Emma shook her head slowly. I needed you. The silence that followed was different now. It wasn't empty. It was full of things unsaid, of moments missed, of love that still existed under the damage. Emma sat down across from Olivia, the envelope resting between them like a line drawn on the table. I didn't plan to leave like this, Emma said. But I can't keep pretending I'm okay when I'm not. Olivia swallowed hard. Her eyes burned. I don't want you to go, she said. But I don't want you to stay unhappy either. Emma nodded. That's the hardest part. Olivia picked up the envelope again. If this letter matters, maybe it deserves to be heard. Emma looked at it for a long moment. Then she nodded once. Not yet, Emma said softly. Soon they sat there as the morning passed, the sun rising higher, the world moving on while their lives stood still. Emma didn't leave the house that moment. But nothing was the same anymore. And both of them knew the truth inside that. Envelope would change everything one way or another. Emma didn't leave that morning. That alone felt like a shock. The front door stayed closed, her jacket still hanging on the hook, her car keys resting on the counter like they were unsure what they belonged to. Olivia noticed everything. Silence. Filled the house again, but this time it wasn't empty. It was tense, alive, waiting. Emma stood by the kitchen sink, staring at the backyard where autumn leaves moved in the wind. Olivia sat at the table, the unopened letter between them. Neither of them spoke for a long moment, but both knew this pause mattered. Read it, Emma finally said. Her voice was low, careful, like she was handing over something fragile. Olivia reached for the envelope. Her fingers shook as she pulled out the pages. The paper smelled faintly old, like time itself. She took a breath and began to read. The letter wasn't neat, it wasn't polished, it was honest. Emma had written about fear of losing her mother, fear of losing herself, fear that Olivia loved an idea of her more than the real person she had become. She wrote about coming home to a house that felt quiet in the wrong way, about sitting next to Olivia on the couch and feeling alone, about wanting to be asked simple things like, "Are you okay?" and never hearing it. As Olivia read, tears blurred the words. "I didn't know," Olivia whispered. Emma didn't respond. She didn't interrupt. She just watched Olivia read every line she had once been too afraid to say out loud. The letter spoke about love too. Deep love. The kind that didn't disappear even when hope felt thin. Emma wrote that she stayed not because she was trapped, but because part of her still believed they could find each other again. Olivia folded the letter slowly when she finished. Her chest felt heavy but clear. I failed you, Olivia said. Not on purpose, but I did. Emma shook her head. We failed each other. I shut down instead of speaking up. Olivia stood and walked toward her. She stopped just a few feet away, unsure if crossing that distance would be welcome. I don't want to lose you, Olivia said. I won't beg you to stay out of fear. I want you to stay because you want to. Emma looked at her, eyes tired but open. I don't know what I want yet, Emma admitted. I just know I can't keep living the same way. Then let's change it, Olivia said. Not fix the past, just start now. Emma laughed quietly. Not because it was funny, but because it felt impossible and hopeful at the same time. You say that like it's simple, Emma said. It's not, Olivia replied. But neither is walking away from 12 years without trying once more. Emma looked around the kitchen, the place where so many small moments had lived. Burnt toast mornings, late-night talks that slowly disappeared, apologies that came too late. "I don't trust easy promises anymore," Emma said. "Then don't," Olivia answered. "Trust actions." They sat down again, closer this time. "What do you need from me?" Olivia asked. Emma didn't answer right away. She thought carefully, like she was choosing words that mattered. "I need to be seen," Emma said. "Not managed, not assumed, seen." Olivia nodded. "Then start talking, even when it's uncomfortable." Emma hesitated, then spoke. "I felt like your world got smaller and I wasn't inside it anymore. Work, stress, routines. I felt like a background detail." Olivia listened without defending herself. That alone surprised Emma. "I didn't realize how far I had drifted," Olivia said. "I thought providing stability was enough." "It wasn't," Emma said gently. They talked for hours, not arguing, not blaming, just telling the truth. About missed moments, about expectations they never spoke, about love that stayed quiet for too long. By afternoon, the light in the house had shifted. Something else had shifted too. Emma stood and walked toward the hallway again. Olivia's heart dropped. "I need air," Emma said. "Not distance, just air." Olivia nodded. "I'll be here." Emma stepped outside, the cool air hitting her face. She walked down the driveway, then stopped. She looked back at the house they had built together. Inside, Olivia waited, unsure if this was another goodbye. Minutes passed, then the door opened. Emma stepped back inside. She didn't speak, she didn't explain. She simply walked over and sat beside Olivia. "I'm not ready to leave," Emma said. "But I'm not ready to promise forever either." Olivia reached for her hand, slow, giving Emma time to pull away if she wanted. Emma didn't. "Then let's promise honesty," Olivia said. "One day at a time," Emma nodded. "That's enough for now." They didn't embrace. They didn't kiss. They just sat there, hands connected, breathing in the same space again. Sometimes love doesn't return in grand moments. Sometimes it comes back quietly when someone chooses to. Stay not because it's easy, but because it finally feels real again.